This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
The next match, while not technically the main event, was one of the more major storylines heading into this show. It's a rivalry between Triple H and Ric Flair. Of course, they were a big part of Evolution. Flair was essentially Triple H's on-screen and perhaps at different times off-screen mentor. But in real life, whenever Rick would be battling some sort of confidence issues, Triple H was there to help him pull the nose up. But the feud really began at WWE Homecoming, where Triple H returned to TV after an absence that lasted 3 months. They've been together since 2002. They've been positioned in a tag match on that show. And after they win the match, Triple H would attack Flair with a sledgehammer. And as they moved forward, Triple H would explain that Flair was no longer the legend he was, and he needed to stop Flair. They met at a steel cage match in Taboo Tuesday, which Flair won, and a last man standing match has been made for them tonight. On the build to this show, we saw Flair cut one hellacious promo where he pulls the Band-Aid off his head, starts hitting himself in the forehead, talking about how he's dodged death over and over. And now he's got to look at this and it hurts, and he's pouring blood, going absolutely bananas. It's one of the better promos of his entire career, not just one of the best promos of the year, but ever. And what a memorable spectacle it was in this feud. Do you think this feud is sort of underrated in history? I don't think people talk about it or give it nearly enough credit.
I do. And I think that one of the best aspects of the rivalry was how personal it was, and just how much in real life, first of all, that the two have respect for each other. But in addition to respect, there was a lot of just genuine love there. And it was something where Rick, the stalwart, and Rick, the legend, and Triple H being told, by Flair and by others, hey, you're the next guy. So it was a real life story that you were able to turn into storyline that I think everybody could feel. Everybody felt the jealousy, there were so many emotions in this that were right there. The jealousy of Triple H for the adoration that Ric Flair had, the love of Ric Flair to see, the guy that idolized him, turn on him, the love of a father and a son and of two brothers and what have you. It just was emotional. It was heartfelt. And you take two of the best in the industry and put them together. It just had all the makings of classic.
It's really outstanding. Wade would ask, when was the last time Triple H was on a pay-per-view this early? I think that's a great idea. A great question. I mean, he's been a main eventer at this point for years and years and years. And if he wasn't at the tippy top, he wasn't third. But that shows you how stacked this roster is.
But also, again, I think that when people say that, I throw it out the window, because it doesn't matter where you are in the card as far as, this match didn't mean much because it was on third. That's just horseshit logic. We opened up WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar one year. We've opened up, with main events, easily main events for the first match. It's a different philosophy in how you present the card. You can start with the biggest thing you've got sometimes to start off with a bang, and then leave everybody else, hey, follow that. It's position on the card as far as number means little to nothing.
Well, we've got a hell of a start here. Hunter's going to attack Flair on his way to the ring while he's still got his robe on. They're going to brawl at ringside for several minutes. They're going to grab a chair, a kendo stick. They're all over the place. And it's no surprise that this is a good match. This is going to go a long time. They get 26 minutes and 59 seconds. Ultimately, Hunter's going to grab a sledgehammer and hit Flair across the shoulder blades with it. This time the referee gets all the way to 10. Flair strapped to a back brace and helped out by the medics, and Wade gave it 4 stars. He would say not a match of the year, but a very good dramatic bloodfest with good internal logic, not entirely unpredictable and not particularly exciting, as it never got out of second gear. Although in a match like this, that's going to happen past the 5-minute mark with any credibility anyway, but it told a good story. And for him to be as critical as his recap is, you wouldn't think he would give it 4 stars, but I love this match. And maybe it's because I just like the story between the two. Maybe it's because I'm a Flair mark. But I just thought it was a great match. What'd you think?
I thought it was a great match too. And when you look at the story, it was all told there. Hindsight again, your tastes change over time. And I thought it was too bloody. I thought there's too much gore. But that's my taste. And, 20, 30 years ago, probably would have thought different, but watching it back, it was too much.
To use a screwdriver here, is that too much?
Yeah. But again, it was different. It was something, it was a weapon to use that's different, but I do think that's too much as well.
There's a spot in the match where you get a great shot of Ric Flair doing his business with the razor blade. And over the years, there's been moments where guys like Captain Lou wouldn't even try to hide it, and it was blatant and they were just way out of line. In a case like this with Flair, is this him being in the wrong position, the director or the cameraman not communicating? Where does the blame belong for this?
Well, the blame, I don't know if there's blame. I just think that it's on everyone's part, not being able to do better in not shooting certain things and or doing it blatantly. But what has happened is that people that have no idea about the business think they know what's going on and expose different things that when you look back on it, oh, I know what he's doing and all this other shit. Most people watching that had no idea what the hell they were looking at. So when the critics and those that think they know talk about it, but again, from an artistic viewpoint, looking at it, it's like, too much.
Let's talk a little bit about that, because I've always been of the impression that the idea is whenever something like that is going to happen, you create a distraction, not just for the live audience, but for the camera as well. Maybe somebody's hot dogging or whatever. It just feels like that's sort of paint by numbers, right?
Not necessarily. Again, it's being good at your craft and being able to take care of your business, and it shouldn't be an issue.
Let's talk about the next piece of business on the show. But before we do, how important do you think this feud was and this match was to Hunter and Rick? I mean, this is a mutual appreciation society, is it not? I mean, one of Hunter's role models as a wrestler, his inspiration as a wrestler, it's guys like Ric Flair and Harley Race. So when he gets to have a big, bloody last man standing pay-per-view style match with one of his heroes, that's got to be something he's fired up about.
Without a doubt, both of them were, and both talent had so much respect for the other talent in real life is why this entire rivalry made so much sense and still resonates today, because you felt all the real emotions that the two were feeling and everybody could relate to it.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.